Hi, I'm Sarah Guthrie, and I am the artist who brings you joy. I'm here today. I'm working on this painting. It's inspired by the cherry blossoms of Washington, D.C. I used to live in the D.C. area for about 20 years before moving here to Seattle. And I was thinking about this piece, and one of the challenges of it is I want to have these kind of open spaces, and I keep finding, because I love color, I keep finding that I start closing off these sections and then having to fill them in a little bit. Like I can see here, there's a little, where was it? Yeah, here. There's a little spot that needs some blending. So one of the things this had me think about was something I read about a while ago about making space for joy. It's not only a challenge for me on the canvas, it can be a challenge in real life too, just pulling off a little bit of tried paint there. And creating space for joy is incredibly important. It's so easy to devalue the importance of joy, or to say, yeah, I want more joy, but I don't have time for it right now. I'll get to joy later. And so what I would say about that is, if you find yourself thinking, I'll get to joy later, stop. Stop whatever it is you're doing and go do something that brings you joy or creates joy in the world, or just refreshes you in some way. It can be something simple. It can be, looking up a favorite work of art online. It can be, obviously that's in the realm of shameless self-promotion, but that's also something I do. I love to look at other artists' work online and see what they're doing or what they did when they were painting. Like, what inspired Monet or Cézanne or Yayoi Kusama? What lit them up when they were working on the canvas? And so making space for joy. So there's a lot of different things we can do to create more joy in our lives. So I'd encourage you to keep a list of things that bring you joy and keep adding to it. I actually have that. I have a list on my phone so that, if I've got 20, 30 minutes or something like that, and that I can look at this list and go, well, what could I work on just for a little while? Besides painting, or in addition to painting, obviously, painting has been a big part of what brings me joy. But I have found, particularly since I became a full-time painter, that this work that had been my way of relaxing was now also my work, and that meant I needed to do some figuring out to find things that brought me joy that weren't also my work, because what was happening is I was working really long days. I have kind of workaholic tendencies anyway, but there were some days I was working 13, 14 hours at a time. That just isn't healthy. I wasn't doing a good job of making space for joy, that's for sure. And so when we think about why does joy matter, again, it's what revitalizes us, what makes us feel connected to our sense of purpose and to our humanity. It's so important. So if you're watching this and you're finding like, oh yeah, sure, that's nice for her. She's a painter. She gets to do what she loves. That is definitely true. I'm definitely grateful for that. And what I would say is you also get to find joy. And your joy may not be painting. It may be something else. It may be knitting or weaving or reading a book or going for a bike ride or taking your DOG for WALK. Studio Dog's right in the room, so I have to spell it out. But do something. It could be baking. Do something to create some space for joy for yourself. Because you deserve it. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. And remember to keep looking for joy. It's there, I promise.